Hey, beautiful ladies. I am so excited to talk to you today because this topic is everything. Get your pen and paper out because it's going down today. So, this is all about feeling safe, being visible. Here's the thing, I have been a speaker since I was 17 and maybe even before that. And I still get nervous sometimes in front of the camera or on stages or what have you. And so, I totally understand what it feels like to desire to grow a platform, to grow a personal brand, to start putting your idea out there, even and still being afraid to be visible. And so I want to help you be visible while feeling safe. And this is going to be so good. So go ahead and get your pen and paper out and we're going to get it going. So, for start, visibility doesn't have to feel draining, it doesn't have to feel performative. And I think for you, as a high achieving, driven woman that has been used to having to always present as if everything is okay and all the things, it can be difficult to start being visible online or start being visible in your career spaces by speaking or really standing out in the thing that you're putting out there in the world, because we are so trained to have all of our ducks in a row, have everything right. You see the marketing, you see all the things, you see the ads that are out here saying that, hey, if you want to grow your brand, you need this, and this. If you want to be out there selling your book, you need to be doing this, and this. And so we have directly been told by people, and then subconsciously we got all this messaging, all this stinking thinking in our minds about all the things we got to have together before we actually start being visible. So it has gotten most of us stage fright. We're shooketh about the things that we think that we need to do. And so I want to help you right now. First off, let's let go of performance. Let's go of being performative. Now, there is a piece of it that is performance, right? In the sense of really standing in who you believe you are. And as you stand in who you believe you are being that character. So if you haven't already downloaded my main character energy playbook, I'm taking a page out of that, because when we are the main character in our story, the main character is a character, right? It's a character we get to play. And so I think what's really helpful to not feel performative is believe that you are playing the role as the person that does X. So if I am the role of an author, I'm out here talking about my book. Like, that is the role that I am playing. If I am playing the role as a speaker, then I'm out here speaking. I'm playing that role. I think it's just fun to use this, main character energy, or being this character or playing this role when we are thinking about being safe from a visibility perspective. Because imagine, like, being a kid. Like, when I was a kid, me and my sister used to play with Barbies or any kind of toy, Rainbow Bright. Pick. I was an 80s baby. So pick your thing. And it was fun to play a role. It was fun to be the Barbie or the Care Bear or whatever we were playing with. And you didn't feel any ways about what you sounded like. We would make up voices. We would do all kinds of different names. Even me and my sister, we used to like have like these wigs that we put on. We put on costumes. Like, we would just do all these things and it would be so much fun. And so what if we kind of like took that childlike energy, that childlike wonder, alongside of being the main character, and really allowing us not necessarily to perform from a place of perfection. And that's what I mean. Like, we don't want to be performative from a perfection perspective, or we have to do this and we have to be between all these lines and look how amazing I look. But from a place of play, from a place of really taking on that role and performing from that place. So, not performative, but performing from that place. As someone that is a trained dancer and that has done some acting, has done some of this, it's fun. Like, it's fun to really take on those roles and being able to give the audience what they desire. And it is that role. And that role is not just something that is fake. At this point, this is something that you truly are, and stepping into it from a place of like, this is who I am, and I get to step into this role. And so that has really helped me feel more safe, because it's like, it's a role I'm playing. This is fun for me. I get to step into this fully from a place of play, from a place of childlike wonder, from a place of I'm not being performative, like I got to color in between these lines. I'm really standing in this role that I believe I am. I have that main character energy. And so that can be a really great place to stand in, to start from, to feel safe. Now, the other part is to understand where you don't feel safe in your body. So we talk about safety a lot on this channel and feeling safe in your body because our nervous system might be like, oh my God, what's happening? And so, where do you notice yourself feeling unsafe when you think about getting in front of a camera or when you think about getting in front of an audience? When you think about not even a big camera or a big audience, maybe you're just afraid of just telling two people about the thing that you desire to do, this passion project, this book, this business. Maybe you're afraid of being visible from that perspective because it's not all just online and in front of cameras. Sometimes we're just afraid to be in the room with people and share who we are. And so, with that being said, what is it? What is the thing that is happening in your body that is getting you this feeling of unsafety? Maybe you feel punched in the stomach. Maybe it's in your chest. I want you to like journal and ask yourself, like, when was the first time that you felt like you were unsafe talking in front of people? And now I'm not a therapist, and so I'm not trying to tap into therapy. I do think that there are some things that can be helpful to help us know and identify what's happening now. And so for me, I read a lot of nonverbals. And so there are times when I have spoken and I have read people's nonverbals, but what I read in their nonverbals doesn't necessarily mean what I thought it meant was what they meant. Some people just have like a resting face that isn't as pleasant. And so later I'll find out that they were like, oh my goodness, that was amazing. But the whole time I can make my mind race like, oh, this is boring to them. They don't like this. I'm not good enough. Right. And so I remember doing a lot of that as a kid growing up, looking at people's faces, recognizing those nonverbals, and those things made me feel unsafe internally. And so, like, my chest would be like feeling like this, or I would feel the punch in the stomach a lot when I felt suddenly that someone didn't like me or I wasn't feeling accepted, right? So it was all this acceptance, all of these different things. So journaling these things might really help you just really uncover what is that. And so once you understand what it is, then you can just say, you know what? Little Desiree, it's okay because you are accepted. You are whatever the opposite is that you were not feeling before. So if I wasn't feeling accepted, it's like, you know what, Desiree, you are accepted. You're accepted because I'm telling you you're accepted. I'm telling you that you had to read people's nonverbals and all of that to feel safe, to figure out how to navigate the world in a way that helped you feel accepted, but you don't have to do that anymore. And so I feel like that is really powerful work when you can, you know, find that thing, that root cause that is keeping you from feeling safe and really unearthing it in a way that you can now use it as a tool, like a tool of power. When you start feeling it, when I feel that punch in the stomach, I know it's like, okay, I'm worried about someone not liking me, or I'm worried about someone saying something about me. And these are things I don't have to worry about. I'm making it something that I don't need to make it. And so this can be really helpful in helping you feel more safe. The other thing is a question that I said on a different video that a friend gave me once. What would need to be true to help you feel more safe when speaking or when being in front of a crowd? And so for me, sometimes what makes me feel safe is looking good. Now, I don't always feel like I look like, beaded to the gods and all of that, or have like the jazzy outfit on every time. But just looking and feeling good, whatever that means, that can be, no filter, fresh face all day. Like, if that makes you feel good, then do that. Like, whatever you need to do to feel good will be very helpful before you step into a place where you know you're going to be visible, whether that's in front of the camera or in front of people in real life. I know feeling good makes me feel good. And I feel like that is true for like people in general, but definitely women. Like, some people feel like women dress for men, but I feel like we dress for ourselves. I mean, I'm sure we dress because we want to look good on our dates and all of that. But a lot of times I like want to look good because I think it's fun to dress up and it feels good, right? And so what's going to help you feel good? So maybe you need to do like a Pinterest board, or maybe you need to really lay out like visually, like what is a kind of like dress that you want to wear, and not necessarily a dress, but dress. Like, what do you want to look like? What makes you feel good? Maybe I like fun earrings. And so fun earrings might be a thing for you. Or maybe you do want to have, a light beat or a real beat. Or your hair is done a certain way. Like that just kind of brings it out of you. So what is the thing that kind of like brings that feminine energy, like brings that fun part of you out, that brings that part of you out that feels confident, that feels assured, that feels certain. And so it might be putting on that persona in clothes, in the way that your hair is done, all the things. And so what do you want to look like? What helps you feel good? Sometimes even putting some perfume on helps me feel good. I'd be like, ooh, I like how I smell. I'm out here. Whatever the thing is, what's going to help you feel good so you feel safe? Like I feel safe in my body. I feel safe in sitting up and talking to you even now because of how I look and how I feel about how I look, regardless of what other people think. And that's the other part, right? You're doing it for other people. You're worried about getting that validation from other people, like wanting them to say it. But it's like, if nobody ever said a thing, I feel good. And that's the part that we have to start cultivating and developing, is helping ourselves feel good. And I think that that is a huge factor in visibility, because when we feel good, we talk with confidence, we act with confidence, we stand up in ourselves. We're not worried about what people are thinking. We are just totally believing that we are enough and we are able to produce from a different place, from a place of security, from a place of authenticity. And so that's what I want for you. That's going to help you build your business, have more impact in the areas that you want to have it in, because you feel safe in fully yourself being visible right now wherever you are. So this is your invitation to really show yourself kindness. A lot of times we don't want to be seen because we have experienced so much criticism. And because we've experienced so much criticism, we have this internal talk, this internal criticism with ourselves. And so we're like, oh, wait, your hair is out of place, or this isn't right, or you said this word. Like literally, I was recording some videos earlier and I was like, Desiree, stop it, because I was continuing to re-record because I wasn't liking how I sounded, or I didn't like how I said a word. And I'm like, Desiree, you are enough. You're human. Who cares? It's going to be just fine. And that's what we have to do with ourselves. Be more kind toward ourselves. And so I want to just give you the opportunity to consider, how can I be more kind with myself? What are words that I can start saying to myself more often and practicing? What can I put on my mirror? What can I start using as I am statements on a regular? And how can I really visualize myself being that more, so that you can start feeling safe when you're in other spaces? I'm telling you, if we're not kind to ourselves, there's no way that we're going to visualize people being kind to us. And so the more that we can continue to do that work with ourselves, being kind to ourselves, saying things of gratitude to ourselves, like, oh, I'm so grateful for the voice that you had, Desiree. Your voice is amazing. Regardless of what we think of other people saying it or what people actually say, we have to be kind to ourselves. That is going to unlock our ability to allow ourselves to feel safe being visible. And so the very last thing, I thought I was done, but I was like, I have another thing on my mind, is that being planned, right? I am not that person that plans every little thing that I'm going to say. I actually like kind of shooting from, the hip a lot. I like loose plans. I do like bullets. I do like scripts every now and then to feel safe, but I usually don't read them. I typically like look at them to kind of get a sense of what I'm going to say, and then I just kind of go for it. But being planned can be very helpful in helping you feel more safe being visible, because you know what you're going to say, you know your stuff. And this is not about being perfect. This is not about reading everything, and maybe that's what you need, but doing it beforehand. But there is something about just allowing yourself to flow from a place of, you are the expert, you're an expertise in your story, if nothing else, and in your life and what you've studied or whatever. That is going to be really helpful to you. So if it's bullet points, if it's cue cards, if it's reading the script the night before, not overthinking it, but just planning what you are going to say. Even when it's coming to elevator pitches, when I did a lot of work with college students and young professionals, I did a lot of elevator pitch activities with them. And so just saying the same thing over and over again makes you more confident. You don't have to read it anymore. You don't have to worry about what you're going to say anymore, because you've just been really well practiced. So not just plan, but practice it. If you like what you heard in this video, then you are really, really, really going to love my main character energy playbook. If you haven't gotten it, shame on you, girl. Go get that playbook for yourself. 21 days to help you stand in your main character energy. And so I want to hear from you in the comments. Tell me how you are going to stand out and be more visible. Are you going to speak up in meetings more? Are you going to start taking those speaking gigs, get on a podcast? Are you going to start sharing your brand on socials? What are you going to do to be more visible and feel safe doing it? And tell me what you like the most in this video, what you're going to really implement so you can feel safe, be invisible, and grow your business. You can do it, girl. I'm here for you. Until then, I'll see you in the next video.